Hello and welcome to this bumpy brew day vlog. What I'm making today is a New England IPA, calling it Wicked Late to Work. This one is going to have the hops of Eldorado, Calypso, Ariana, and also an experimental hop. I believe it comes from New Zealand. It is called HZH 107. There's nothing that I could find on it within Beersmith to actually plug it in. So anyway, those are the hop variants that are going into this one. Total amount of hops, this includes dry hopping, is going to be 12 ounces. It's a 5.25 gallon batch. 9 ounces will be going in for the steep, the whirlpool end of boil. The other 3 will be dropped in for the during fermentation for dry hopping. What I have for my malts, for my base malt, I do have Maris Otter. I also have Wireman Light Wheat Malt, Briess Carapils, and some flaked oats. For my setup, it's 10.25 pounds of the Maris Otter, 1.75 pounds of the flaked oats, 1.5 pounds of Wireman's light wheat malt, and 0.5 pounds of the Carapils. It should be a 7.1% ABV, and the yeast that I'm using is going to be Wyeast London Ale 3. So it's a little bit like an experimental New England IPA. The Ariana hops and the HZH 107 I have never ever used or heard of prior to doing this one. So we'll see. I hope to at least get a nice base going, and I can just, if the hops don't work, I can start switching, using different hops and stuff, but hopefully I can get a good base down anyways that I can just continue to use, and then just kind of vary the hops. So with using the Maris Otter, I am hoping for a little bit more of a bready, biscuity backbone for the malt. So right now I got the hot liquor heating up on the stove, and I milled my grains already. Minus the flaked dough, you don't mill that; it's already flattened. So that will be going in the mash. But yeah, all the grains are milled, and let's see. Right now, basically just waiting for the hot liquor to come up to mash temperature. And I'm going to throw in a Camden tablet to help take out any possible bleach or whatever might be added into the water. Chlorine, not bleach. Any chlorine that may be added into the water, because you never know. I'm using my tap water, so sometimes they treat it more than other times, but my water's been pretty consistent throughout the years, season to season. So yeah, hoping this one comes out with a nice murky look to it and a nice smooth body. But right now I got to measure out my brewing salts, so it's going to be little tidbits all put into one little video. It won't be edited, so enjoy. Okay, so it's mashing right now. I have it at 152. It's going to go for an hour. It's going to be in there for more than an hour because I let it set for 10 minutes before taking a pH reading. My pH reading came out to a 5.34, which is right where I wanted it to be around that. I was shooting for a 5.3, just to try to get it within that range. So as long as it's around a 5.3, I'm happy with it. You want it anywhere from a 5.2 pH to a 5.5. So it's looking good. Looking good as far as the numbers are going. The mash temperature is at a 152, like I said. So that was good. I'm just going to kind of go over some of the hops that I'm using in this right now. So everybody knows kind of what the notes are to expect. Like I said, this is an experimental New England IPA. So one of the hops going in is Ariana. This is a German hop, 9.2% alpha on this one. It says for the aroma / flavor notes you should be getting fruity with berry and citrus high notes, coupled with resinous and herbal tones. So there's that one. Next one I have up is the Eldorado. This one is a 14 alpha. Says the Eldorado is an exceptional new dual-purpose hop with both high alpha acid and intense flavors and aromas. As a bittering hop, Eldorado lends to a firm but balanced bitterness. This hop has bright tropical fruit flavors and aromas of pear, watermelon, and stone fruit. The next one is going to be the Calypso. This one comes in at 15.4 alpha. And what it says about Calypso, a new American high alpha hop, Calypso is also heavily used for its soft aromatics. You'll get pleasantly fruity aroma of apple, pear, and citrus, and adds a crisp flavor to pale ales, IPAs, and stouts. You also get some tropical fruit flavors out of it. Next one up is the one that is brand spanking new because it is an experimental hop. It is the NZH 107. This comes in at an 8.9% alpha. It says the NZH 107 is a proprietary experimental hop blend developed jointly between New Zealand Hops Limited and Brewers Supply Group. NZH 107 was created as part of the BSG Hop Solutions program and is exclusively sold through BSG. Sensory, it says it has intense tropical fruits like guava, passion fruit, and citrus, grapefruit, and lime aromas. Yeah, so a lot of them are kind of landing within the same sort of characteristics, a little bit here and there, but tropical fruit comes up a bit, citrus comes up a bit, and then you got some of the oddballs like berries and the guava and stuff like that. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see how this all turns out. Okay, so starting to got this on heat anyways. Gonna bring this up to a boil. It's gonna be a 60-minute boil. The amount I was looking for was around 7.71 gallons, a little bit over, around a 7.8. So not too bad, pretty close on my starting volume. I think I said gravity there, but yeah, starting volume. The runoff pH ended up at a 5.38, so that's all good there. And my gravity, my pre-boil gravity, was supposed to be around a 1057, and this is hot, so it was like 128 degrees, so it did the calculation adjustment. It's turning out that it's going to be a 1051 pre-boil gravity, so we'll see what happens with the rest of the boil here. Alright, so it is up to a boil right now. Let me try to not drop my phone and show this. So I let it go for a little bit, and then I set the timer for 1 hour. It's just a light boil. But anywho, first beer of the day. It's a homebrew. This is the Vice Situation. As you can see, it's cleared up quite a bit as it's sat in the keg. But it's got some decent carbonation going on through there. Never really ever built a real head, but it does have a lasting head to it. So anyways, cheers, and still drinking like a nice citrusy Hefeweizen. So the question was asked in a stream I was on this week, if brewing a New England IPA was any more difficult. Alright, so update reminder, stop my video, that's not cool. Anyways, yeah, somebody wanted to know if brewing a New England IPA was any more difficult than brewing any other beer, and really it's not. It's pretty simple for the most part, especially the way I do it. I mean, the biggest things that you have to watch out for are the having more flaked oats and wheat and stuff in the mash. You could get a stuck mash easier that way. But I really haven't had any issues. Just run it low and slow till it gets a good flow going, and then your bed's pretty much set, and then crank it up, and you're mashing out, doing your runoff. Other than that, I mean, there's no hops that go in it for the entire boil. The only tricky part is when I go to cool it. I'm going to try to cool it so it stops at 170 degrees, and then I'm going to add in all of the hops that are going in until, of course, dry hopping. But yeah, that's basically the biggest thing, is just trying to get it to stop at the right temperature to do this steeping of the hops for half an hour. It will lose temperature gradually as it steeps, but we'll see. Anywho. Alright, so I've had the wort chiller in here for pretty much most of the boil, because it's just going to sanitize it, and it's got it down to about 170. So got a hop basket full of hops, 9 ounces of hops, of all the hops mentioned. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that in here and give it a little stir. And I'm going to start the timer for the 30 minutes for the hops. Alright, just going to give it a stir now. Alright, so that's the best I could do for covering it up, but we're underway anyways with the steep, right around 169 right now. Still has a good 25 minutes left to go. Right now I got the from Shipyard Brewing Company, the old Thumper, which is a ESB. That's what I'm drinking right now. Cheers. Alright, so that's the color of it anyways. Kind of, sort of. It's obviously not fermented yet, but to pitch the yeast, the original or starting gravity was supposed to be a 1071. This ended up being a 1064. So probably not going to hit, pretty much sure I'm not going to hit the 7.1 ABV I was shooting for. Should still be around a 6.5 or so, depending on where the final gravity goes. My fermentation chamber is still being used as a fridge at the moment, so I'm just going to set this aside over in the corner in this box, hopefully help keep a little bit of warmth during the colder nights that we're getting here in New Hampshire. But about to pitch the yeast anyways. Ended up with a little bit more than kind of what, you can't really see it, but a little bit more than what I was shooting for a volume, my finishing volume. But anyways, just gonna pitch this nice swole pack of Wyeast London Ale 3. It's 1318. It's only a couple months old and already sanitized it. Just gonna pitch it, set this over in the corner where there's no light, And once it goes into high krausen, I'll dry hop it with the remaining hops that I have, which are going to be the NZH107. 1 ounce of that is going in for dry hopping. 1 ounce of the Calypto, and 1 ounce of Eldorado for the dry hopping. But fairly decent brew day for the most part. Didn't really hit my gravity numbers there, but hopefully all will turn out well. And we'll see you on a tasting video. Cheers, and thanks for watching.